Steve Taneyhill is the first real memory I have of South Carolina athletics. I knew the Todd Ellis, Sterling Sharp, Robert Brooks days of the 80s, but I didn't know them like I know Steve Taneyhill. And sad day today as we learned of the passing of Steve Taneyhill earlier this morning.
Yeah, I got that text probably around 8 or so this morning. And, the first thing I thought about, obviously, I mean, I've gotten to know Steve so well over the last 11 years. He's been on my shows a ton. And Bill, I mentioned today when I cut the mic on, we put together about a 2.5 minute tribute for him this morning. I rushed that together because I felt like that's deserved for a guy like Steve Taneyhill. And the reason for that is because of what you just said for the most part. You go back to when you grow up as a kid, and we grew up in the 90s. I mean, we were still kids in the 90s, became teenagers in the 90s, and every generation has their guy, and Steve Taneyhill was our guy. I mean, he was our guy. And if you think about it, for those that maybe weren't around back then, like a lot of us were, I would say most of us were, it wasn't cool to be a Gamecock in the 90s. I mean, it was a school that was trying to find its place. They had just entered the SEC, and it was they didn't know how they fit just yet, right? From a program standpoint, they weren't very good. But Steve Taneyhill made it okay to feel like you belonged in this league, and he brought a moxie with him that did not exist. And, you think about some of the big wins when he was at playing quarterback at Carolina, the Clemson wins, the Georgia win, the Tennessee win, think about that stuff. And you think about, beating West Virginia in the bowl game. I mean, personally for me, that was a big deal. My dad died on January 1st, the day before that game was played. And I just remember the next day thinking, man, my dad's up there making things happen. They've never won a bowl game, and the day after he leaves the world, the Gamecocks win a bowl game. And, so you associate all that stuff with your guy, Steve. And then as you get older, I got to know Steve well, and I would text him a lot after games and during the week. I just wanted to pick his brain on things. Bill, I feel like it's our job to inform and entertain, but if you're going to inform, you might want to know what you're talking about. And so I always felt like it was important to get his perspective. And what a great man. So our prayers are with Tabitha and the Taneyhill family and his sons. And Steve Taneyhill was a great man. Steve Taneyhill was a great Gamecock. And I sure as hell hope the University of South Carolina's got some big plans to honor him, because he did a lot of stuff, whether people knew about it or not, for the University of South Carolina and for the state of South Carolina. So rest in peace, my friend. He will be badly, badly missed down here.